Had a men's clothing store in here, Austin Reed. Became a brig during the war because there was a big shelving unit in there. You couldn't just look through this shop. But the British tweed suit's very popular with American males at the time. Okay? So before the war and after the war, a men's shop. Sorry they didn't have a ladies shop, but the problem basically was if you had a dress and 6 more of them, different sizes, you'd have a disaster on your hands in the dining room. You can't be wearing the same dress. So there was no ladies, there was no off-the-rack clothing for ladies. This was the drawing room, okay? With drawing room after dinner. And then, as we said before, I was talking about it, this became the nurses' lounge during the war. But they could convert it into the Catholic chapel for services on Sunday. The library was across this side here with about 2,500 books. They put 76 metal rack monks in that room.
Excuse me.
It's not very large.
Excuse me. We're supposed to be Peruvian.
Yes, out the door over there, turn left and walk down to the Royal Salon.
Royal.
You see the signs down there. So out and turn left.
Royal Salon.
Royal Salon.
Thank you.
Okay, so this area was kind of, I hate to say like a mall, but it really was. So you had Anglican chapel, library, Catholic chapel, drawing room. During the war, 76 men. During the war, nurses' lounge in here, and the brig in here. Much less light, you know, the ship had to be blacked out at night. German submarines could pick up a cigarette 2 miles. In fact, I talked to a lady whose great uncle was put in the brig. He was caught on deck smoking a cigarette during the war. Wow. They meant that. This area is very Art Deco, 1930s in art, architecture, and design. Had a smoother, cleaner, curves, indirect lighting, etched glass came out in that period of time. So less gargoyles like in the Victorian times or even Edwardian times. Now still we had a lot more wood on the ship. So we were, on this way, we're going to work around to the wood marquetry panel here. This was a bookstore, W.H. Smith & Son, like Barnes & Noble. Across the way was the tobacconist for cigars, cigarettes, and candy. Now this is not original for the ship. Marquetry panels could come in any type of a picture, and they were popular in many different time periods, including Art Deco. But what this was more or less like is going to Lowe's and getting the paint samples. This is the veneer sample. So this came from the shop in England that sold veneers. Now, including the corners, this is 37 different samples of wood. The ship, the Queen Mary, has 56. So you got a nice hard wood, lay a veneer over it, it looks more exquisite. The whole area was basically a shopping district for the first class. You could not be in here second or third class. You had to be in first class. What I'll do in a little bit is I'll show you how the passengers were on board. You think of Titanic with the top, middle, bottom. We were forward, aft, and center. We'll talk about that at a certain point. So let's head out this direction on the promenade walkway. This is our grand staircase. Of course, Titanic, you think of the big carving and the giant clock. We had a medallion of Queen Mary, and instead of the portrait, there was a flag containing her family crests. Now, the medallion, the original one, went to the Marlborough House in London, England, where she died in 1953. That's an artist's copy. The medallion, the flag itself is on the Queen Mary 2, the cruise line. Business tonight. We have a prom and a banquet and all sorts of things.
I saw the prom.
Yeah, we have 346 states. So we are staying?
I am.
You're staying on?
Yeah.
So we are just like any hotel. We have rooms to rent out for business meetings, wedding receptions, anything, any party you want. Now, this whole expanse here, and it was duplicated on the other side, was an indoor sun deck with deck chairs all along here, and the stewards walk in to see if you needed anything. It was not always well heated out here. We made a shop in here for a while, which is turning into another shop, and we actually just, that's fake. Inside there was a reading room. Picture the launch of the ship in 1934. That's just to get the hull into the water and to name the ship. A lot of times you'll watch an old movie where they'll smash a bottle of champagne, throw the streamers out, and the ship leaves. The launch, when they smashed the bottle of champagne, was to get the hull down into the water. And then they'd finish off the ship on dockside. Now they have a big function in there. You can kind of get a peek in there. It's a 3-deck in height main lounge in first class. So there's function, there's beautiful lighting urns there, artwork in there. You can see here, you'll see it down in above that doorway. So what would have been in there is basically living room furniture, couches, tables, and chairs. There was a parquet floor covered by rugs. We'd never had wall-to-wall on a ship, just big throw rugs. So the parquet could be cleared off in the front area of the furniture and the rug, and there's a stage for a band. Then there, in the one piece of artwork, there are doors that would open and they could shine movie projectors through there, so you could have a movie in that lounge. So it was a multifunctional room. In height, fully.
Yeah.
Now, it's interesting, like a lot of people will walk along here and if that room is available, they never get to see in there and they don't realize this giant room is in there.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't know that here. This is teak wood from Burma. It has a high oil content. Makes it pretty much, this is original, but it wouldn't have been finished. If you've been right here on the sun deck, it's dry. That's how they would have kept it that way. Because this is slippery. Cole and Hardy are pictured back there. Here's Fred Astaire. So you got to remember, in those days, the most powerful, and all the celebrities, wealthy people, influential business people, and royalty all traveled on this ship, or the Queen Elizabeth, or any of the other major ocean liners. That's that launch. Just get the hull into the water. You do have a celebrity in the middle of these other celebrities that's kind of influential throughout the war times. Bob Hope.
Yep.
Now, the war was declared on September 3rd, 1939. We were halfway to New York. We were just in our 143rd crossing. He was on board with his wife. A lot of Americans were escaping the oncoming war. Now, on that stage in there, he decided the next night to get up there and try to help out and tell some jokes. Just lighten the atmosphere, and he bombed. He couldn't do it. But we know he and some other people went off and started the USO program. So, now there were more lounges in throughout the center here, but we had a smokestack system and areas for the crew. So they, instead of wide rooms, they had big rooms. You can see it was only that wide. This one went way down inside the deck called the Long Gallery, just a lounge full of furniture and rugs and artwork. During the war, they lined up 62 beds in there for a hospital wing. On the other side, there was a lounge that became a doctor's lounge, and then the ballroom that was inside here, you can only really see it on the plan. There's very few pictures of it. Way inside here was a big ballroom. Kind of you could get dance lessons and dance anytime in there. That, during the war, became a surgical ward with actually 50 beds in it. Like a picture of 50-bed mass unit. I haven't tripped over anything yet.
Well,
I read an article where Mick Jagger runs 5 miles a day backwards before the tours. So we broke up the Long Gallery into some boardrooms, a coffee shop, and whatever else we could use it. A split here to get into one of our restaurants. But again, it was this one long, thin room in here.
What's this for?
That was a wet locker.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Oh, locker.
ship's men would put any of their ring gear in there. There's several of them along the decks. Now there are scuppers over here or drains. If in case rainwater got in here, these windows did, the original ones could open. Or if water got in this area from waves and any action, just like a gutters on your house, you would channel it right outside. Just a side note, if you don't know what that dome is out there, the Spruce Goose, Howard Hughes's airplane used to be in it until about 20 years ago. They built it for the airplane, so the city on the ship and the dome didn't own the airplane. There was a moment in time where they got a little nervous and thought, somebody said, hey, do you want to sell the airplane? And they were like, okay. So it went to McMinnville, Oregon. So it is still on display in an aviation company. Just want to show you a quick thing here. First of all, there's that lounge we passed just now. And that's a big, bright living room, basically. And here's other pictures of the lounge. Yep. There's the slide in the toy room and the children's playroom. Other playrooms, gyms for the adults, 2 swimming pools, first and second class. Here's what happened. The ballroom after World War II was turned into a 200-seat movie theater. So unfortunately, they didn't even bother to put a picture of that ballroom in here. It's a very elegant room. Now we did something different from Titanic. Titanic, first class on the top, second class in the middle, third class on the bottom. Blue, that was first class. The smooth part of the ride. Okay? Now, 700 plus first class.
Lower your arm ship, the smoother it is.
Yeah, sort of in the middle actually is probably the best ride, yeah. But yeah, the top is the worst.
But anyway, it's easier access to all the dining.
Well, the first class had 18 lounges and a pool. 700 plus in the second class in the orange in the back. 700 plus back there. 9 lounges and a pool. So there were 2 pools. Third class did not have a pool. They had about 400 passengers up front and 6 lounges at their disposal. So a lounge could be a library, a smoking lounge, a main lounge of some kind, a gym. You know, the numbers were added up for all the public rooms, basically.
So is that the same now, like for your cabins?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, we do have what are could be considered third class, second class, and first class cabins. Of course, everybody's first class.
Yeah. Just, I guess, like a hotel.
Well, if you go on some ships, like I went on a Carnival ship, and they had a special extra restaurant. You could pay it was $30, and you could go to that, or you could go to the dining room and eat with everybody else. Cunard ships do the same thing. They have the Queen's, the Princess Grills. These are separate restaurants and separate accommodations. So you could go to both if you had, if you were in these certain apartments, as they call them. Now, I don't know, I think there are
I hear someone in there.
yeah. This is not as large as that other lounge. Here's a picture of it in the day. This was the smoking lounge in first class. Instead of electric fireplaces, this one actually had a coal-burning fireplace. So there's one spot you can come along and warm your toes up. Beautiful paintings in there, beautiful wood on the walls. It looks like a mirror in most cases. The wood is having, it's hard to deal with this now.
Where we live now is where the Titanic struck the icebergs and the east coast of Canada. Is where we're from.
Oh boy.
So we're just off our coast up there.
That's where Titanic
Very
came
works,
from.
actually.
Yeah.
Very close to where it works,
Well, we're larger than Titanic.
Yeah.
We're still floating. But, yeah, I mean, there's 56 different types of wood on this ship. It's just utterly amazing, but it's hard to keep up with. In the day, all they did was a French polish, turpentine, a bit of wax. Nowadays, you try to, treat wood so it stays better. Now, in this section, we're missing a wall here and doors. If you were first class in those days, you could go into second or third with your first class boarding pass because you could get back. Yep. So second class couldn't go through these doors, but you could go in first class through. Yeah, when the ship had the troops on board, it helped separate what they did was red, white, blue badges, forward, middle, so the white and the blue troops couldn't mix. The problem is we got into weight. The ship actually lowered down the water with that many troops on board, and also they were afraid of lists, so they kept them in their areas. They weren't allowed to roam all over the ship. Yeah, well, if they wanted to run up there and wave goodbye to Manhattan, disaster. Liberace did a nice thing in third class. He says, I'm going to go give a concert in third class. Then he stopped and said, wait, third class only. And there was a lot of mad first class passengers because they were welcome to the third class. Watch the red. So now we are in second class, so I apologize. Sorry. One of the reasons I know in second class we have on the railing here, you'll see the hollow brass railing instead of the silver nickel railings in first class. But the artwork is great. I love this piece. It's very Art Deco. It's all about transportation going backwards in time as you go down the stairs. So if you could go down into one of the areas that we have blocked off for us, there used to be, I think the last piece of artwork was a trireme. Those old ship full of oars and the slaves rowing away.
That's a different type of wood.
Yeah, I wish I knew all the woods. There's a guide called Ship of Beautiful Woods. And it sort of tells you where a lot of the main woods are, but then it kind of gives up and it becomes a list. Burls, which is a knot in a tree, or a burr, they call it sometimes. This is a quilted something. Could be a quilted maple, I'm not sure.
We wonder if today's society, I wonder you're allowed to have hotel native because wood is not fire.
Oh, I know. And wood is hard, really good woods are hard to get. We
Oh
think
my God.
6 of our woods are actually extinct.
That's sad.
This was all second class in here. They had a cocktail bar. A lot of it's been changed, but they had a cocktail bar, they had a children's playroom, they had a library in this area.
We're going to Carnival now. I wouldn't say Carnival's actually.
Oh, yeah.
The wood will be the same. We won't have the wood finish.
Well, if you go on a Cunard ship now, there's a beautiful amount of wood on and marble and different things on those. So they dress their ships up a little bit more. Like, to me, Carnival ships kind of look like a fun, happy hotel kind of casino look. Bright colors, more paint, more plastics and stuff like that. But the Cunard ships today, the Elizabeth, the Mary, and the Victoria are just unbelievable. They're more like this. In fact, not totally on the inside, but the designs of the Disney ships. They spent months on board this ship before they built the first Disney ship. Now the windows here are all there is of the second class shopping area. So no shops to walk into. But you can note on a card how much the item was, what it was, and get it from, the stewards would deliver it to your staterooms. So you could try a jacket on, things like that. You could, you could see if you wanted,
window
buy.
shopping, that's all you have.
Window shopping.
Window shopping.
Window shopping. Now, in this area, this was the second class main lounge. And I know they're setting up for something, but that's probably tomorrow, so we can go in there. The carpet you're standing on, as well as the one in here, is brand new or recent. We're having all new carpets put in.
What
and
was
they're
on this?
custom.
What was on the deck?
It would have been a tile substance called corkoid or rubolium. Those are two of the commercial names. Mixture of cork and rubber so it wouldn't get slippery if it got wet. Almost exactly like linoleum.
Actually low, huh?
For now, yes. Yeah, because this is a room. This is a room that you can rent out for a function. Now, it used to be a little bit smaller. The archways on either side here were actually window sets and some doors. And instead of carpeting and the duplicated wood out there, actually, would have been deep decks and just like the upper part that we walked on. So this was sort of a horseshoe version for second class. So the room just was a little bit less wide. But then if you move into here, the vaulted ceiling, it has some elegance to it. But this is one of those lounges that first class people came to because they felt more relaxed here. I guess they weren't on, you know? Now, unfortunately, in some of the glass, not really those. There's a crack in the one piece. But if you look around the room, there are some replaced pieces with plastic or basic glass. Unfortunately, these get broken. You can't go to Home Depot and get more of them.
True.
But we do have a company willing to come here, if we pay them, and remold original glass pieces. So we're hoping to get that done. The paintings are on leather.
So are these original?
Yep. The paintings are on leather as well as the white areas. That's all leather. They use leather in these upper areas. The woods are maple, a thuya, and a figured burr. So 3 different woods in here.